Good morning, people. We got a job for you. We're going to a repeat customer. I was there, I think, last year. They have like a ton of sediment, and I recommended then to install a water softener alternative like a descaler, or to put in a water softener, and they haven't, but the sediment is so bad, especially at the water heater, and I recommended replacing that. That sediment is clogging the kitchen sink, and the sediment is building up at the angle stop. So we got to call back out. I guess it's clogged again. So we're going to take off the supply, see what we can see, check it out, and then kind of go from there. So hope you guys are having a great day or week whenever this is airing. And I appreciate all you guys, man, who are kind of following the journey and engaging. You know, when you like the video and do a comment, I'm not one of those guys that be like, like the video, leave a comment. But it does help in the algorithm. And I really just make the videos and post them. I'm not really formulating full descriptions and hashtags and SEO, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of putting it out there. So if you guys do enjoy the content, man, that's one way to support the channel, is by liking and leaving a comment. Even if the comment is like an emoji, you know what I mean? That's why like if you see on other social media sites like Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that, you'll see a lot of content creators that follow each other, that try to support each other. Like we'll just drop like 2 or 3 emojis, like fire emojis or whatever. That's just a way for how content creators support one another, because we know that comment and engaging, when you like and then leave something like that, it helps in the algorithm. It helps people see it, and then more people have access to it, rather than kind of pushing it through pain, or what all people. Some people actually pay for subscribers and views, man. It's crazy. I found someone, anyway, I know someone who we found out that it turns out he's been doing it, and it's not cool, man, especially when the Fair Trade Commission get involved. I've heard that they're going to investigate stuff like that. I don't know how true it is, but that's lame. It's weenie. So anyway, when you do like and comment and stuff, it is helpful. So I appreciate all you guys who've been doing that. I like engaging with you guys too in the comments. It's cool. But yeah, I appreciate you guys' support, man. So anyway, enough of me rambling. 4 minutes in, I'm rambling about comments and likes. Let's get the plumbing, huh? All right, I'll see you at the job, man. That's crazy, the amount of stuff that just came out of there. Look at all that sediment, bro. It's crazy. So another reason why I like Delta and Brizo. So if you don't know, Brizo is the luxury brand of Delta, but their supply lines are PEX, you know, where it's a little bit more rigid and sometimes can be a little bit more difficult to work with, but it's safer. The fear of this blowing over this, you have a lot higher, you know, it's a lot higher for this to blow than this to blow. So it's one of the reasons why I really like Delta and Brizo. Plus their parts are pretty readily accessible, so it's good. Yeah, so that was an easy one. Man, there was a lot of sediment in there, wasn't there? Sheesh. So for those of you who may not know, for you apprentices out there and even homeowners, you know, I don't really make I don't really make videos on tricks and tips. It's kind of one of those things where you just kind of see it gradually through the process of what I'm doing. And sometimes you see a lot of repetitive stuff, but then sometimes, I mean, you might stumble upon this and this is like, oh man, came in at the perfect time. So the trick that I use to remove that sediment is called crossover. And crossover is one of those things that plumbers, we don't like for the most part, unless it's intentional. And crossover means when you are intentionally mixing the hot and cold. And it's not mixing like coming out of the spot, it's actually crossing over from one side of the water line to the other system of the water line. So the method that I used was, you know, I took the faucet supply line off and then tested the angle stop and confirmed that there was good pressure coming out of the stop. So I knew it wasn't that. So then the next step was the supply line. And a customer told me that it seemed like water was making it to the dishwasher, but just the faucet. So what I did was you turn off the stops, right? You disconnect the hot supply line. In this case, in this situation, because we're trying to flush the hot side, you're gonna flip it if you're trying to flush the cold side. So you have the hot side coming out of the bucket, and then make sure the cold angle stop is on. And then you're gonna take the handle from whatever fixture you're at, and you're gonna start with whatever angle stop is working. So you're gonna start with the cold, you're gonna turn that on, and then you're gonna slowly turn the handle to the middle where hot and cold are both open. And then what that's gonna do is that's gonna cross over and start to push water out of the other supply line. And that's what we did to clear the clog. And you saw that sediment, man, it's crazy. So yeah, that's what's in your hot water. You're not flushing your heater. Flush your water heater. And if you haven't, and it's been X amount of years, then I probably wouldn't at this point. But yeah, flush your water heater, get rid of that sediment. It causes nothing but problems. It affects the efficiency of the water heater. And yeah, it's no bueno. So I showed the customer how to do that though. You know, I'm not one to gatekeep information. Like, I like doing this stuff. Obviously it's a service and I'm more than happy to provide the service, but I also care about customers, and I understand people got to save some money, right? So I'm cool with that. I did it again, dude. I always forget, bro, when I'm parking and I'm still recording, that this is attached to the seatbelt. Anyway, I showed him how to do it, so that way, you know, he could save some money. And yeah, so I actually just ran in, got what I needed, and then we're gonna head to this next call. We're gonna repair a toilet, I think, and then yeah, a whole list of stuff. So I will see you at the job. Let me throw this in real quick. All right, bro, we just finished, and I'm listening to August Burns Red covering Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball. Listen to this, bro. You guys are probably going, this guy's crazy. It's a pretty dope remix, dude, whatever, cover. All right, so that was a quick call. We had a long list of things that we're gonna give an estimate for, to like a filter for the kitchen refrigerator, and replace the faucet, and then a couple of repairs on a gas fireplace, 2 gas fireplaces. So anyway, while I was there though, I had a handle. They needed a handle for a toilet, so I was able to throw that in and get their toilet working. And yeah, I didn't have a stand or tripod to record it, so it was just a quick thing. So now we are on our way to another estimate. This is to look at another toilet. We just need to confirm if like the repair was actually done properly or if they need a new toilet. So we're gonna take a look at that, see what's going on. And then after that, we have a repair on a kitchen faucet. And I'll talk more about that after this. So I will see you at the job, and I'm going to finish rocking out to Wrecking Ball by August Burns Red. I apologize, I didn't get any footage on that. It was very quick. Just really looking for replacement parts, or we're gonna replace the toilet. I think it's a Mansfield, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna identify it, get the repair parts, figure out what's going on. But I am gonna recommend replacing the toilet. Just a better value. Rebuilding something that old just doesn't really make that much sense. but I understand if you're not trying to spend the $500 or $400, whatever it is, for a new toilet. I get that. So anyway, but the labor's close to the same. Like if I'm pulling the tank off and rebuilding the tank, it's close to the same price as removing the toilet and swapping it out. So anyway, so yeah, man, we are wrapped, and then we are gonna head out to this next call, which is we're gonna replace a Moen cartridge in a kitchen faucet. I may show. I might add the video that I took prior to this. So I initially got called out to this house for a low flow issue, and I discovered through some tests that the whole house has low flow. Like there's some sort of restriction, and she had an old gate valve as her home shut off, and because the low flow was happening on cold and hot, the logical thing to do would be to replace that, because it was like seized, and sometimes when those seize, they're in a locked position. So I replaced it, but it didn't correct the problem, which means there's some sort of restriction in the line, and I got to test to see if it is somehow related to the main line or if it's something in the main line under the house after the valve. But it looked like there was good pressure coming off. So but in order to get her back to where she was, because I guess she's had this thing for a long time, the hot is just pitiful right now. So I know for sure the cartridge has failed. It's not going to correct the overall problem, but it will at least bring her back to where she was before the cartridge failed. So we're going to replace the cartridge, and then I'm probably not going to do more troubleshooting today, like going underneath their house and everything. Probably just going to do that and then do a quick test and then reschedule. So you may be seeing the valve repair and the cartridge, or you might just be seeing the cartridge. I don't know, but you're about to find out. So I'll see you at the job. Guys, this is the valve we're going to be replacing here, and yeah, see what we can do here. PVC right here, dude. I hope I have transition. plastic, bro. So this is a transition fitting, PVC to press only, and you'll see here that applying heat or cutting will void the warranty. So it's for pro press. The soldering one has a lot longer of a stem, so this is just for pressing. Okay, so we're gonna have to do these two first and then this guy. So That's a wrap. And this is what it comes out here. And then for the hot, I'm gonna open up the angle stop. I'm happy I was able to correct her problem. So another plumber she had out there told her just to repipe her house. Like that was the only way to fix her problem. And it was only not running on the hot side, even though she does have a flow problem. Like I've proven that last time I was there. That there is a flow restriction. So that is true, but she only really notices it when like all the fixtures are on at once. But yeah, what's crazy is I replaced the cartridge. I know you couldn't see it because I couldn't position the camera anywhere else for you to get it, but when I went to flush the valve out, there was no hot coming out. It was just piddles. And what's so crazy is that 2 calls were in regards to the hot water supply being clogged. You know, the first one today was sediment, and this one was rust. It was a chunk of rust. She has galvanized pipe, as you could tell from the water line, that when we installed the ball valve, that main water line is galvanized. I don't know how much is galvanized underneath the house, even though there is copper sticking up out. But yeah, dude, crazy that I haven't needed to do this in well over a year. And today I've done it twice. Bizarre. But yeah, she has her hot water back now at her kitchen faucet, and so she's stoked. And then we're gonna get on the schedule for her too to do a water heater service for her condo that she's got, and it'll be good, man. So we're done. We're wrapped up. I know. Hope you had a good time on the journey. I appreciate all you guys who are leaving, again, those comments, man. It's cool when I hear like you guys are getting a kick out of them, and you know, it makes me feel good to keep going. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking all the way to the end, man. All right, so be blessed, dude. Have a good one.